There are people who suffer loudly, and there are people who suffer quietly. If you are here, there is a good chance you belong to the second group. You wake up, you move through your day, you answer messages, you fulfill responsibilities, you function, and yet, somewhere inside you, there is a question that never fully leaves. Why do I feel empty? Nothing dramatic happened today. No tragedy. No collapse. Just a quiet feeling that life is happening without really touching you. And the hardest part is this. You feel guilty for feeling this way. You tell yourself you shouldn't complain. You tell yourself others have it worse. You tell yourself to be grateful. But emptiness does not respond to logic. It doesn't disappear when you scold yourself. And it does not mean that something is wrong with you. This emptiness has a history. And tonight, instead of running from it, we are going to sit with it. Not to fix it, not to label it, just to listen. There is a particular kind of loneliness that comes from feeling empty while surrounded by life. People see you as fine, maybe even strong, responsible, capable. They don't see how much effort it takes just to feel present. They don't see how exhausting it is to carry yourself through the day without really feeling alive inside it. So, slowly, you begin to doubt yourself. You ask questions that sound innocent at first, but turn into accusations. Why can't I enjoy what I have? Why do I feel distant, even from people I love? Why does happiness feel temporary or unreachable? But emptiness is not ingratitude. It is not laziness. And it is not weakness. Very often, emptiness is what remains after you've been strong for too long. After you learn that asking for less was safer than asking for what you needed. And no one teaches you how to undo that. Emptiness does not appear out of nowhere. It is built slowly, quietly, over years. Most people do not feel empty because something is missing now. They feel empty because something was missing back then. As children, we don't get to choose our emotional environment. We adapt to it. We learn very early which emotions are welcome and which ones create distance. Some feelings receive comfort. Others receive silence. Some needs are met. Others are minimized. So we adjust. We become easy. We become independent. Too soon. We stop asking. We stop expecting. Not because we don't need connection, but because needing it didn't feel safe. And over time, this adaptation becomes identity. You become the one who handles things, the one who doesn't cause trouble. And years later, you may have built a stable life, but inside, there is a quiet absence. In adulthood, emptiness rarely screams. It whispers. You feel bored with things you once wanted. You achieve goals and feel nothing. And that is frightening, because you start wondering, if this doesn't make me feel alive, what will? So you stay busy. You stay distracted. But emptiness is patient. It waits for quiet moments, late at night, on weekends, when there is nothing left to do but feel. And when it surfaces, it doesn't come with words. It comes with heaviness. with numbness, with distance. This is not your mind betraying you. This is your nervous system asking for truth. Many people fear silence, not because it is empty, but because it is honest. Silence removes distraction, and when distraction fades, what you've been avoiding gently rises. This is why night feels heavier, why rest feels uncomfortable. You were not taught how to be with yourself. You were taught how to function. So when the body finally relaxes, emotions postponed for years ask to be acknowledged. This is not weakness. This is delayed processing. Your system survived the only way it knew how. Now it is asking to be seen. Numbness is not the absence of emotion. It is the presence of too much emotion held for too long. At some point, feeling less was safer than feeling deeply. So your system learned to shut things down, not forever, just enough to get through. But numbness is not selective. It dulls pain and joy together. And over time, life begins to feel distant. This is not a defect. It is a strategy that outlived its purpose. Emptiness often brings shame. You look around and compare yourself. Others seem happier, more motivated, more alive. So you turn inward with blame. What is wrong with me? But comparison ignores history. It ignores context. It ignores the cost of survival. Your emptiness makes sense when seen through what you had to carry alone. Emptiness often brings shame. You look around and compare yourself. Others seem happier, more motivated, more alive. So you turn inward with blame. What is wrong with me? But comparison ignores history. It ignores context. It ignores the cost of survival. Your emptiness makes sense when seen through what you had to carry alone. Emptiness often brings shame. You look around and compare yourself. Others seem happier, more motivated, more alive. So you turn inward with blame. What is wrong with me? But comparison ignores history. It ignores context. It ignores the cost of survival. Your emptiness makes sense when seen through what you had to carry alone. If you feel empty today, listen carefully. You are not broken. You are not failing. You are responding to a history that required too much of you. Emptiness is not the end of your story. It is the place where something inside you is ready to return, and you don't have to rush. You are allowed to take your time.